There are a ton of OP pets in Grow a Garden, like the dragonfly, like the raccoon, and like the disco bee, and like the mimic octopus, that I will tell you guys how to get them super easily in this video. But before that, I am doing a mimic octopus giveaway, which if you wanna join, just subscribe, like the video, and comment down your username down below. And without wasting any more time, let's get back into the video. Now, the first method that you want to do to get any pet in Grow a Garden easily is the new egg dupe that everyone has been doing inside the game. And no, this is not a bannable egg dupe, but it is something you can do to get any pet from any update as long as you have a trash pet during that update. And what do I mean by that? What I mean, if you wanted to get a raccoon, you would need at least the hedgehog, which is the easiest and common pet that you could get in that lunar egg. Now, if you wanted a raccoon, you would need at least the hedgehog or a kiwi or anything in that egg, and then you would have to get this specific pet. And that specific pet that I am talking about is the new seal pet that you could get inside the rare summer egg. Now, in this rare summer egg, you will have to hatch the seal pet, where you will have a 10% chance of hatching this new seal pet. And then if you don't know what the new seal pet does, it basically lets you dupe any egg for a 2 to 2.5% chance. What this seal pet does is that when you have this 2 to 2.5% chance and you sell any random pet to the egg seller, you will have a chance of getting the same egg where that pet came from. So for example, if you submit a starfish and sell it to the egg seller, then you will have a chance of getting the common summer egg back. Likewise, if you do it with the pets in the parasidial egg, then you will have a chance of getting the egg back in your inventory. What's super overpowered about this seal pet is that when you use it, it can stack the more pets you have. And what do I mean by this is when you stack multiple seals in your garden, the percentage or the chances of you duping that egg will get higher and higher. The highest chance you will have is with all 8 pet slots, which if you didn't know, you can get all 8 pet slots through the shop. And if you submit a level 20 pet, a level 30 pet, a level 45 pet, a level 60 pet, and a level 75 pet, once you unlock all 8 pet slots, you guys can have 8 seals, which will give you a whopping 20% chance of duping any pet and any egg that you sell to the egg seller. Yes guys, that is super overpowered and something you would have to use. But this next thing that I am going to tell you guys is something that you have to do right now, and I'm talking about the Starfish Method. Now, if you don't know what the Starfish Method is, I have said this multiple times in a lot of my videos. Now, the starfish has this ability where it can give bonus XP to itself, but the amount of the bonus XP it gives is a ton. And I mean a ton because it is minimum 6, and the more levels it gets, the higher the bonus XP it will give to itself. Right here in my inventory, I have a 1 starfish, and it gives itself an extra 8 XP. Now, you're probably asking me why. How will this dupe and get me easy pets in Grow a Garden? Well, first of all, like I said earlier, you can increase the amount of pet slots you have in your inventory in the paid shop. And you can also unlock this if you submit the leveled pets that I said a while ago, which is level 20, 30, and 45, and 60, and level 75. With this bonus XP, you can reach level 75 in under a week. And I'm telling you guys that this level 75 pet is super valuable and a lot of people are willing to trade for it, which is my next method. Now, with your starfish, you can trade this to other people. And when you trade this for other people, some people are willing to overpay for a ton. And I mean like a ton, because they can give you 20 trillion, 30 trillion, or 40 trillion shekels. And then you can use that shekels and trade it off for other pets. Of course, you can use that starfish as well to trade it for other pets like the dragonfly, which is really cheap and low value. But you can trade these starfishes for shekels, and you can trade these shekels for more pets, and the rarer pets you have, the more value you will have. Of course, this starfish method might get patched in the next update, so I am telling you guys to start using the starfish method. And if you have a moth, that will be very good because you can just leave your computer, your phone, or whatever you're playing on for days, and it will give you enough levels to level 75 just before the update. So do it right now. I'm telling you, you can get the starfish starfish pet. And you can get this starfish pet in the common summer egg, and it is the easiest one to get, so you won't even have a hard time of getting it. And then back to trading, what I said earlier is you can trade for pets. Now, if you didn't know, you can trade for any pet inside the game using fruits. Now, there is going to be a trading update soon that is going to be placed inside the game. So I am recommending you right now to trade responsibly, because you can just get scammed of a ton of shekels. Now, guys, if you want to trade safely, I would recommend using a midman. What is a midman, guys? Well, a midman is basically a person you give the fruits or pet that you are trading to, and then he will give both the pet and the money to both of the people who are trying to trade at the same time, so it doesn't risk anyone of losing and being able to get scammed. Now, guys, what do I mean by you can get any pet through trading? What I'm trying to tell you is from these shekels you just earned from the starfishes, or through any means like planting plants or doing the raccoon method, trying to dupe your fruits, you can trade those shekels and then get any pet in the game. That's how I do it, and that's how I got my butterfly, my disco bee, my dragonfly, my queen bee, and every single OP pet that I have in my inventory. This is a really good way of getting any pet easily, and I would recommend on you doing it right now, because as the days go by, every pet is just getting more and more expensive, where the dragonfly pet back then was only 200 billion, but now the dragonfly has reached to over 10 trillion to 30 trillion and so much more, depending on how much the other person is asking it for. But if you do not have these options, of course you can try to get the new mimic octopus. Now, what I'm talking about, the new mimic octopus, it is the rarest pet currently in the game that you can get in the new parasidial egg. Now, this new parasidial egg has the mimic octopus, and this mimic octopus has a 1% chance of hatching. Now, this mimic octopus is really overpowered, because what the mimic octopus does is it basically shapeshifts into another pet and copies their ability. This is very OP if you are missing raccoons for your garden and you have one raccoon in your garden. It can literally make your garden from one raccoon to two raccoons, which you can then earn more shekels. This mimic octopus can basically become any pet you ever asked for, but beware, because it can only be any other pet you are trying to ask for if you have that pet. Unfortunately, they made it like this, so it cannot just become any pet in the game, but it is still really overpowered for pets that you need multiple of. Examples of these are dragonflies, butterflies, or the mutation chance pets like the chicken jockey, the cooked owl, most importantly and the most overpowered, the disco bee. Now, of course, this is just the fourth method and the last method that I will tell you guys on how you can get all the overpowered pets in your garden, and it is through the new update, and it is the summer harvest event. Now, the new summer harvest event brought back a bunch of eggs, and I mean a bunch of eggs, and you can get the new rare summer egg, you can get lunar eggs, you can get bee eggs, and those are really rare to get, and it contains a lot of the rarest pets in the game. One of them is the raccoon. You can get the raccoon in the lunar egg, and this is really overpowered because you can literally copy and duplicate any fruit from another person's garden. So if you have an alt, you can literally dupe those pets and you can make trillions, and then after you make trillions, then you can trade it again, like I said in my method a while ago. These are really OP, and I would recommend trying to do these 5 methods, and then that is all. Anyways, guys, that is the whole video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, click this video on your screen right now and subscribe to join my mimic giveaway. Until tomorrow's upload, goodbye.